engine, that 12-cylinder.
Yeah, but you just...
And you're not working it.
You're not even just on the gas.
You're just on the gas. And, of course, one of the cool things about this car are the scissor doors.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Cool.
Which is cool, but kind of hard to get in and out of.
It's really made for the little Italian-type people. I'm 6'2", and I wear 15.5 shoes, so it is a little difficult to get in and out of. Exactly.
But you've got plenty of headroom.
I slouch a little bit when I sit, so that helps. But if I sit up...
You're going to hit your head?
Yeah, so I've learned in this car when I sit, I slouch a little bit, and it works just perfect. These seats are really tight also, so...
Yeah, you're right. They're designed for European butts, I fear, not American butts.
I would agree. Yeah.
So tell me about what it's like to own this. You've owned it a long time. You know, I'd be afraid that it would be expensive and it would break down. Have you had any problems with it?
I've had really very little problems. We got right at 32,000 miles on the car at this point. We've gone through, a few sets of tires. We haven't put brakes on it yet. Oil changes we do once a year. I do them myself. It's got a dry sump and 14 to 16 quarts of oil, depending on how you drain the system. If you need any parts, they all have to come from Italy. So whatever you think might be a $10 or $20 part for an American car, you're going to spend, probably closer to $1,000 for any little part.
You told me about it's got this beautiful, huge windshield wiper on the front, which does the whole massive windshield, and you broke that. How much was it to replace?
It was $1,150, and that was my cost, and I changed it myself.
So you didn't have an Italian mechanic?
No Italian mechanic, but yep, that was it. Now, the thing on Lamborghinis, that there is a lot of expenses, but if you drive them very carefully, it makes a very big difference. So typical people that own one of these cars, the clutches go out every 10,000 miles.
Wow.
And I've got 32,000 miles, and I still have my original clutch.
Is that because they're just driving it like they stole it?
Yeah. If you these are all-wheel drive, so if you try to do like a burnout or something,
it won't.
Something's going to have to give, and generally it's the clutch that slips, and so not good. Yeah, most people don't drive them on trips. They just drive them around the neighborhood and try to show off in them.
Now this is the first generation, right? There's a second
Gen 1, right?
Yeah, and this has about 600 horsepower out of the 12 in the back.
Right. Just 4 throttle bodies, 6-liter motor, 6.2 liter, and 600 horsepower exactly.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. Well, the trunk's in the front, of course.
Trunk's in the front, that's right, with the engine in the back. And it's got a pretty good sized trunk, not like a lot of other cars that are really small.
Go ahead. What's the start sequence?
Oh, I'm not going to tell you how, because if you've never owned one, but all these Lamborghinis are not like regular cars. Right. You just don't put the key in and hit it and expect it to start, because that isn't going to happen. They're all a little unique, and every year they did little differences on how they are. So you have to understand Lamborghinis and how to start.
So it's like a secret.
There's like a little sequence that starts it. And when you do, then it starts, and if you do it wrong, then you got it. You're going to sit and wait for a few minutes.
Oh, that sounds good. That sounds good. Now, the speedometer says 220 miles, 360.
Oh, it says...
Can you turn this down for a second?
Oh, sure.
Yeah, it says 360K, 220 miles. And this is an honest car. It will get close to 200 miles per hour.
It'll do over 200.
Yeah.
The speedometer will say over 200.
Yeah.
We've seen over 180 on the speedometer.
Really?
Yeah.
On a closed circuit, I hope.
Yeah, sure. The reliability of this car has just been great. I've had it, like I said, 10 years. When I first got it, right after I got it, I had to buy a new battery for it. It had the Italian battery in it. I still have the original battery, but I put an American one, and it's just been absolutely no problems. It works great. So I got that same battery for 9 years.
That's pretty good. That's like
an American.
That's like a Volvo.
Yeah, like a Volvo. There you go. I call it like a Toyota, but whatever you say. Yeah.
So what's it like to drive this thing, knowing you've got 600 horsepower? At your beck and call.
Yeah, I've taken it to the quarter mile a couple times, and in the quarter mile, I'll do 118 miles an hour.
Okay. What do you
for second and third gear?
Are you running tens?
No. I just I just let off the clutch and press on the gas. And so, believe it or not, at 118 miles an hour, it was a 13.1.
13.1. Okay.
Yeah. So I don't peel out. I shift very easily. Not looking to tear anything up.
You just want.
Yeah, I just want to see what my speed would be. I wasn't really into the ET.
Right. Exactly.
So like my 60-foot times were like 3.5 seconds. It got.
So there's not a lot. There's not a lot going on the first 60 feet, and then all of a sudden.
Then after that, it takes off. Yeah, the 600 horsepower comes in. So, but it is fun to drive. I've had it on a number of the local racetracks here in Colorado, and it does okay. It's a heavy car, so it's not as nimble as some others might. As like another car might be.
Yeah, you're right. The air conditioning is really good.
It is. It's incredibly good in these cars.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter how hot the day is. Oh, yeah.
You ever miss shift because of that?
Yeah, it's
oh, yeah, look at it.
And it drives really good. It handles well.
Yeah, it just holds the road.
Yeah, it does.
And the brakes, oh my God.
It's good. They're good.
Yeah, they're good. I think that all-wheel drive is also really
makes a difference. Yeah. So.
What's the best part of owning a Lamborghini? You feel like a rapper, man? You feel like you're...
It attracts a lot of attention. So
hell yeah.
if you like the attention, one of these cars is certainly cool to own.
Yeah, and the old Italian supercars attracted a lot of attention because you were stuck by the side of the road with the bonnet, right?
Yeah, not the case here.
Not the case here. I mean, this is an everyday driver. If you wanted to, you could potentially drive this if you had the deep pockets to keep it maintained.
Yeah. The big thing on these cars is so the only bad thing, if it's really cold out and this car is set overnight, to start it in the morning is going to be difficult.
Really?
So this is more like from 32 degrees or warmer to drive it. Doesn't seem to matter how hot it is. They just start idle. Everything runs perfect. But if it's very cold, and we've been out in the mountains a few times when it's been very cold, like 20 degrees the next morning, and the car starts very hard. And it takes a few minutes, but once it comes up to gets a little temperature, then it's perfect again. You can shut it off, starts right up. But if you buy one of these and you live someplace where it's very cold, you may not like starting it in the morning, as it may not.
Well, it's funny because, obviously Lamborghini started the company because he went to Enzo Ferrari.
Right.
And he said, hey, I've got this great idea for a Grand Tour. Enzo said, hit the highway.
Right.
And so Lamborghini decided to switch from making tractors to making cars. And one of the things that he never wanted was a red Lamborghini.
Exactly.
That's Enzo's color. And yet here you have a red Lamborghini.
Yeah, we were told that when we bought this, they made 5 of them.
Really?
In this year, yeah. So, and we do know that Sandra Bullock's husband, Jesse James, bought one. We do know the guy we bought it from had bought one. And
red ones.
Yeah, red ones.
Very
and
rare.
So did Dennis Rodman. He had bought one. And then there was 2 other, sports people that bought them. So that's why we like the car. I don't think we'd ever get rid of it. We really like it. We like the color, like the interior. The best part of this car is the air conditioning. If you've ever had a car where you ever think it's not enough air conditioning, the Lamborghini will freeze you out of the car.
So it's got American style air conditioning.
I don't know. I've never had an American car with air conditioning this good.
Yeah.
Never.
Well, it could be because Lamborghini was owned by Chrysler for a long time.
Yeah, when they got the Diablo, Chrysler did help them. You bet. Could be. Who knows?
Who knows? So maybe they brought some of that air conditioning technology into the Lambos.
Yeah, but it's the best thing. In most cars, you grab the shifter and it's hot. On this car, when you grab the shifter after you've been driving it all day, it's cold.
That's beautiful billet steel.
Yeah, it feels like you need gloves because it's so cold.
So what are the values of these cars doing? I mean, it's in that kind of weird nether region right now where it's not quite a classic Italian car yet, so it's an old Italian supercar. Obviously, it'll go up in price, but what are they doing now?
To let you know, we're not looking to sell ours.
Right.
The dealer, I think, would like us to trade it in, but, from our standpoint, we like it. We're not looking to change it for an Aventador. We have some friends of ours who have bought the Aventador, but this is what we like and what we drive, and we're going to continue with it. The value on a used car, used cars are like other used items. The value is worth whatever someone will pay you for it.
Sure.
So if someone pays you $50,000, if you want to sell it, that's what it's worth. If someone wants to give you $300,000, and that's what you want to sell it for, that's what it's worth. I did hear they made one 2010 Lamborghini Murcielago like this. They only made one in the color red in 2010, and the guy wants more for it. He's got it for sale, and I heard he wants more for it than what a new Aventador is. So, part of it goes by rare, what people want.
You know how many they made of these? You said about 3,000?
They made 3,000 about the coupes, and then they made about 1,000 convertibles. So about a total of 4,000. It was less than 4,000, but around that number.
So that's a pretty small number.
For 10 years.
For 10 years,
10 years.
Yeah, that's a very small number. Well, thank you very much. You've been great.
Okay, yeah,
Appreciate
no
it.
problem.